I swear David Bowie's probably rolling in his grave right now with all the toxic behavior that's going on around Cyberpunk 2077. You're telling me you want to live in a world without creative movement? You're telling me you want to have a world that doesn't have hard themes or just high, impactful fantasy relations? I want to keep this video super raw. I don't want to bring people into it, start name dropping, or bring up topics of information that people are using against or for. What do I truly feel about this game and the energy that's floating around it? The vibes that people are giving. Over the years, within the months, the waves of information that's coming through this game. And most people understand it, they get it, and they digest Cyberpunk properly. They understand the wild, vicious, directive world building and the roller coaster storytelling. And it's quite simple what Cyberpunk is and what it promotes. It's corporate exhaustion within the vanity of people, to strip it from within and to project it viciously on the outside. It's a beautiful, colorful, dark fantasy that is high intensely involved with technology and power. The corruption of vanity that everybody obsesses about. And it's always been so easy to tell what Cyberpunk is about. I mean, have you ever watched a movie with the themes of Cyberpunk and it has this charisma, this comedy, this retention to just push obsession over wild, whimsical fantasies. It's easy to tell. So why in the world is everybody reacting so harshly within our reality? Why can't you see the difference? And it gets so absurd to the point where you have to strip categories of people. You have to put people within different communities, different cultures. And it's to simplify it to all the craziness that's going on right now. For white men to justify a black man's problems, to take a full culture and wrap it around your own obsession and ego to start justifying what you think the problem is. It's chaotic. It's corruptive. Stop building the problem. I swear these content creators and articles floating around out here, I'm not even going to call them journalists, because if this is the stuff that you build, this is the stuff you create, you're nothing but a rage monster. Disgusting stuff floating around. It's belittling the gaming community. It's belittling just creative people, artists out there that are putting so much time and interest to get little details right. You completely overstep it. You go into a different direction and you take all of anything that might relate to racism, negativity, and you just run with it. Instead of just understanding bad guys, die from good guys. You find a different angle. You look for something that people could just instantly see and build up a different thought. It's twisted, it's sick. We'll talk more about it, but that's all I'm going to say for right now. I don't want to bring up anything. I don't want to look at anything. This has been completely random, just off the top of my head. It's crazy. It's crazy what kind of world we live in, where people just can't think for themselves, where they have to look for the negative angles in things and always pinpoint depression over succession. Be a completionist. Be someone that holds value. Be a leader and understand. You have your own thoughts, you have your own opinions. Don't over-justify yourself against other people. Be more about maybes, less about no's. If you have to say no, go completely against the grain and say no against the toxic behaviors of what these articles are projecting, because it's simply not the case. Ask yourself, do you want to be in a world that strips away all the decisions? Do you want to be in a world that strips away what you personally are a fan of? I love like old slasher films. Could you imagine a Jason movie coming out now without the build-up, without the acknowledgement of the character and what kind of themes that it projects through the years? Could you imagine right out of the gates a Jason film coming out for the very first time ever in today's time? You got to start bringing it back. I'm telling you, dude, you got to think back in the day of what you grew up with, what you loved. Because I swear, what our reality is about now is brainwashing all the past memories. Throw all that away and redesign your structure, your value in right now. Don't let all this negativity blindside you. I'll see you in the next one.